and heart breath. And inhale. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om
Namo
Gurudev
Namo Adgure Name Jugagure Name Satgure Name Siri Gurudev Name Adgure Name Jugadgure Name Satgure Name Siri Gurudev Name Adgure Name Jugadgure Name Satgure Name Siri Gurudev Name.
Long deep breath. Heart breath. Good. In Japa Saraswati, we have our chat.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Can we see it? Can everybody see this?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm sending it. I just sent it to the text message as well. Tune in. Today, Baba Siddhi Chand talks about our sibling beings and learn how our sibling beings are from the second coming, the apocalypse, revelation, etc. Please, this is really important. Be sure that you are not from everyday self, but only from Baba Siddhi Chand or your own soul. Keep up your notes while you are listening and as you are realizing about what you are finding. 1 minute of heart pumping, 5 minutes of heart breath.
Okay. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
Okay. If you don't realize that, let me know right away. Okay.
Well, maybe you could just say just a tad bit more about this.
Yeah.
Learn how our sibling beings are from the second coming. What does, yeah, could you say a little more?
Well, about what?
What does it, what do you mean by that?
Like the
Our
second coming? Do you know what that is?
yeah, and what is the sibling beings? Learn
Oh.
how our sibling beings are from the second coming. What the, I'm not sure about that.
Well, you know about extraterrestrial?
Yep.
Okay. So let's see what we're talking about with the with our beings, our sibling beings, and find out what's happening with this second coming.
Oh, okay, thank you. That helps. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Good. Anybody else? Okay. So here we go. 1 minute heart pumping. Are you ready? Okay. So begin 1 minute heart pumping. And now begin with 5 minute heart breath and begin. And inhale. Exhale. And breathe. Good. Okay. Okay, so I'm so glad that Gian Brown got back under here. Okay, I'll get Paul.
Okay, yes. Um, this was the fastest 5 minutes that I've ever had. With it just went by so quickly. And I feel like I'm going to have to spend more time later on with my sibling beings. What I learned this time was like an almost immediate um, picture that I had that they were uh, teaching or instructing me that the universe, we are in a place where our universe is folding in on itself, folding back. Let's see, how do I say this? Folding back in on itself. And as it's doing that, it's picking up momentum. And the picture that I got was of a boulder or something rolling down a mountain. And as it rolls down the mountain, it gets faster, faster, um, kicks up a lot of dust and stones and such. And I asked them, what, when is it going to reach the bottom? When will this almost like a runaway freight freight train um, of our universe reach a point of stillness? And there was no answer. Um, that this is to remain unknown. Um, Fierce hope came up, but so that's why. So that's what's happening, and that we're labeling the second coming. It's this this process or uh, mm, this situation where we have our universe actually folding in on itself and rolling, if you will. If that's the best word in what I saw when um, it was rolling. It's rolling, and it's in constant motion and constantly changing. And what we're feeling, we're absolutely feeling that the increased momentum. And so I said, well, what about, you know, moving to love? And um, so they said that yes, love, and they played that song, love will keep us together. It just was playing, and I was hearing that song, and but love is going to help us survive what's happening on a much larger, much greater magnitude scale than what we even can imagine. And so yeah, so it just left me very much even more curious about this, and no, noticing that this was a great question to ask, because otherwise I would not, it would just go un unexamined. So yeah, it's very, very important. And the so there's, so I said, like, okay, what can we do about it? And there was, this is what's happening, and you're of course feeling it, and um you're folding and rolling uh with all of it, and no use resisting it. Just, this is the this is what is, capital IS, they said. And so the what I got from it was to maintain a presence of love, to maintain a presence of um, surrender to what is happening, and acceptance, and just continuing. And also, the what I wrote down, what I think is really important, and what I get caught up on in the everyday things, is just not important. It's just not. Yes, okay, it is in a certain sense, but this is not the ultimate reality. And so what I need to do finally is to stay close to my sibling beings, and uh, to help have, so that they can help me navigate this time of turmoil and thrashing from what's happening in the our universe, in our galaxy, and the galaxies beyond, and in our the entirety of our universe. So that's what I have to share.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So can I ask you another thing
Yeah, please.
from Baba City Chan? What
Mm-hmm.
about fear?
Yeah, about fear. Well, it's like, it doesn't help. That doesn't do any good. He said, just like worrying. It just doesn't. Why? It's useless. So it is a human trait. It's a human. He says, human. What you guys do on an individual scale, because you sometimes forget that you're subject to much larger laws, much larger um, influences. And fear is on. Fear says, I just want to live. I just want to be happy. I just want to be prosperous. I. So he says fear is very EDS bound. And so the to abandon fear, to abandon, this is pretty extreme, especially as I'm listening to him about that. But that's what, he's saying. Abandon that, because you're wasting your energy. That's not really what you need to be focusing on if you want to survive these times.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything else that you might want to comment on?
Well, what about you? What else do you hear about that?
Oh, uh, it's more of a heartfelt thing. It's just really all about what I'm feeling is all about surrendering to the acknowledgement, the acceptance that soul is, and is the Baba is kind of the model of for that, and that's from me. Um, and it's not there, it's kind of a little bit bittersweet and melancholy. I feel a little bit about that, because it's a big shift in my own perception of why I'm here, what I'm, all of that. It's just, oh, there's something bigger. Oh, there's something much huger. Don't lose track of that, Agya Paul. Don't ever. So it's like stay constantly in the presence of uh, of the divine, of soul, and come back to it when you forget. And this is the focus, and this is the way to live. This is the way to live,
Mhm.
Baba says.
And what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful to for the reminder. I'm grateful for that, because I guess what I could say is I'm searching and learning, searching and really almost not desperately, but really asking for direction. And that's what he's giving me. He's saying, stay, just stay. All of this is like you say all the time. It's so simple. It's so simple. Stay in the presence, keep yourself in the presence of the divine in everything you do. And he's not saying, throw out your practices. He's not saying forget, the time you spend in meditate. He's saying this is your life, your existence. Do it, um just be, capital B E. Just be that. And that's that, of course, a tall order. However, it feels good to say that, because it's like I feel that's my goal. A thing to keep trying, keep constantly working at. And I'll never get bored. And he says, you'll never get bored, in short, and just go beyond all your doubt, go beyond all your fear, go beyond all that's, tedious, it seems tedious to you, and just approach soul, approach God as 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 your divinity, as your ultimate, he says, goal, your ultimate joy, your ultimate outward rapture, is your ultimate. No other motive. Don't have any other motives but to love, uh your love soul, love God, and just be that. Whew.
Mhm. Okay. So, can we do that?
That's the task. That's our, yes, a little by little, right? A little by little, and um but that's the overarching and the syllabus of life, shall I say. That's the ultimate. That's the course, right? That's it's ultimately, um no other motive but loving soul, loving God, loving ourselves, loving each other. That's it. And with that, fear is demolished. It's gone. It's not. So embrace the love. Embrace um, embrace love. And then, oh yeah, and then he says that's how you come into God's and soul's presence. As long as you can embrace love, then you're in that presence. And that's the way to live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow, this is a
Okay.
great question. Thank you.
Wonderful. So this is called dismission. Wait a minute. You said for dismiss
Um,
what? Fear?
dismiss. Yeah, it as we so he says, embrace love, no other motive but love, and that's
Mhm.
how you come into God's, the presence, the whole holy presence. And with that, fear, fear dissolves, diminishes, and uh is 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 just no longer on the horizon, no longer a part of it, this recipe.
Okay. Does that mean that you are leaving reality that you might have called uh, reality from, you might call as everyday self
Wow.
or everything?
Wow, that's a great it as you said that, it was like for me, it's a shift of reality. It is a shift in perception. And that's sometimes why I feel like I could be crazy, because it's a shift in the EDS. Um, it's like an evolving of EDS towards soul.
Hmm.
I mean, it doesn't take us out, out of living. Um, However, it's a different, totally different um, way existence in the presence of God. It's a and that's why I have resistance, like probably everybody, but resistance comes up, and you know, I don't want to change. And that's, I think, what's happening here. The resistance is there. You know, I don't want to say there's a war, but there's EDS wants it the way it's been, and now we're almost commanded to evolve and to reshape and to um to shift our consciousness to um to um to a space where the we focus on the ultimate divinity, and as we focus on it, it kind of, I don't know, he's saying something about it's going to change our DNA, it's going to update. Oh, like you have an operating system update on your computer. He says, now you're going through this operating system update, um, and it may take a while, and may need to plug yourself in because it takes a lot of energy, and you may need to be patient and persevere during this. Thank you, Jeff. Um, Patient and persevere during this process, this updating, this upgrading of your operating system. So that's how he's explaining it to me.
Hmm. Wait a minute. Um, let's see. Oh, it was called the operating.
Yeah, that's what he says. It's a we're updating the operating system of EDS. Well, maybe it's anyway, and to be patient and persevere, and It's going to take a while because there's so much data that, I mean, um, there's so much to shift in your awareness ancestrally, the sibling beings, from when time wasn't even in existence, when, you know, anyway, yeah, so that's what we're going through as an update.
Okay. So does that mean that maybe, let's see, was that called healing?
Oh, that's great. Okay, that's another word the new operating system then will be, uh, will install love, install, and as it does that, it brings us, we heal. That's the process of healing as love is installed in our operating system, in our being, our auric, uh, yeah, and the light that we emit, our DNA emits. Yeah, so that is it. That's healing as we move to that to love. That's our
Right.
new operating system. Love, he says. Wow.
You know what? A long time ago, when I started using healing,
Hmm.
maybe I already told you, but at that time, I heard from Soul that um, that he would be from energy, from love, would, how can you say, to propel or power computers, his computer.
Oh my goodness.
How about that? What do you think of that?
Wow. Well, that's just what he was saying now.
There you go. Yeah. Okay. So maybe they're, anyway,
Wow.
yeah, we'll just see. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, not just see, but really do what's happening with
Mm-hmm.
love and
Yes.
and pure change and shift
Yes. And
and
welcoming that.
let
And
go
mhm.
of all of our difficulty.
And where the fear comes in is when we, for example, back to that metaphor, upgrading our whatever operating system, we kind of a little bit reticent. Is it going to go all right? Are we going to have enough memory? Are we going to have, um, is it so? There's that. I think for me, there is that going on. Oh, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll just put that off a little bit, another day or so. And when I'm sure everything's going to be all right. And so that's my work is that, just to allow that to happen now and as opposed to whenever.
Okay, so let me ask you another situation. Um, when the change happens, are you going to find something that is really different, or you can't understand how to do something, and so on?
This is where um, the fact that it's going to happen slowly is very beneficial. So it's not, so to speak, going to happen overnight. This update, this upgrade is not happening overnight. If I stay awake, he says, stay awake and aware, then I can build the confidence to know that um, divinity has my back and God is going to help with this. My personal EDS tendencies are impatient. They want to, oh, am I going to be able to do this? I got to do it right away. I can't wait. I can't wait. But he says that because this is happening, well, you think it's happening really fast, but he says it's happening slowly. It's been happening. And, but as long as it's very reassuring to hear this, like he says, as long as you stay awake and um, tuned in, tuned in is very important, and aware and acknowledge and be attentive, that those are all key in all of this. Otherwise, that it, yes, it does seem very insurmountable to be able to make this adjustment.
Mhm. Okay. Sounds great.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry to ask you one more thing.
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Because what about our sibling beings? How 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 does that know about what you were talking about?
Well, they are going through this too. I mean, no one is immune to this stuff. Uh, and so it's what, and then remember to include my angels, my sibling beings, um, a lot of the saints that have been very present in my life, include, and all those who have left their physical bodies, include them my awareness and um, in my prayers and in my intentions. So include the sibling beings, of course, and yeah,
Okay.
and just call upon them. Call upon them, and that's all I really need to do.
Okay. Sounds great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Gian dos prim.
Satnam.
Satnam.
Hey, um, I'm being explained. It was quick through the movements, but what I wrote down, I didn't have much time to wrote down, but I was just reminded. I wrote down steady, ready, go, and
Do it again. Remember,
steady,
steady.
steady, ready, go. So there's a lot of quick moving, So basically, sometimes when we meditate, we can be challenged in certain ways. And this is where I was brought into a deep meditation during this, noticing the bright colors and the quickness of the movements, and becoming closer to that witnessing, that actual truth that we know, and noticing that through what senses I have that are allowing me to see that, and then going even deeper into the breath, coming back to the practice. Yeah. And just remembering through the teachings within myself, within the breath, and focusing on the breath, wiping out the fright, right? For turning left to right. I'm being reminded of that, and I want to thank Bade Budgeon um, for mentioning that. For some reason, it just stuck in really close of noticing and within the movements. And it's really true for me to notice the things that, within the feelings and the body and the corrections that we can make through healing, and adjusting to our discomforts and managing to come out with that. And that's sort of what we're going through in our DNA too, right? I think. And there's a beaming love going on there, right? If we are becoming different, which I think we all are, because we can mention change to anybody. If we're going out amongst other beings, which are here, billions of other beings, trillions of other beings, if we want to consider ourselves inside of our body as each a life, which they taught us when we were younger, looking under a microscope, we can notice that, and I'm repeating in a lot of different ways. But just seeing here today the fires and the different types of fires and those that we've danced around throughout time, celebratory and figuratively, and we can go into so many other ways, right? With the chakras, we could go with 10 bodies. We can look at it in so many different ways till we come into that vast nothingness, right? Of being constant to that frequency, and mentioning that change in the frequency that we know is coming due to our scientific advancements and our recording throughout history, and now our machines that are allowing us to transfer the information in other ways. So, yeah, and for me, it's really cool to notice the fires and the dancing around the fires. And here in the United States, we have dance contests, right? And we have different type of contests, and noticing that the tantricity in the practice, that we can go through the chakras and come out with joy in the end, and that there are baby steps that we can take to get there to that level, and then when we wind down in our older life, we'll also find another level for our movement to, you know, come into our older being. So here we are facing this way of change and the frequency change. It's just so beautiful to be here with people that are doing the same thing. And I mentioned wildness last week, and you know, the song that came to me today was she's a dancing fool. She's a dancing machine, right? That one. Okay. Dancing machine. And you can watch her get down. Speaking of the earth and, the original, my experience. Always loved the mother that which come from, right? And with a heart of green, held with a heart of green for the healing, for that current frequency coming with the love and the travel, and noticing what we're witnessing here with our technology, and the concern for our technology from our siblings, behind the sun, and out of our galaxy, and all of this that's going around in eternal creation, that the way of the just showing like that ultimate movie sometimes, of the anything that could have been imprinted in my brain or memorized or taken in from anywhere else through this frequencies and vibrations, and just coming back to that and saying, okay, forgiving and giving, and the message that I'm getting through, I won't name the person, but it's the divisions and transmissions that we face.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and that can go either way, from how we're sending out and what we're taking back, and noticing those types of things that are happening with those exchanges of energies. Yeah, yeah. And just looking up at the sky at night, if we can get up, even set your alarm, or you don't have to, just a suggestion to, if it's a clear night, to get maybe out there and see the stars, and say a little something to that other part that we're here with, while we're sleeping, and our heart is doing that beautiful thing that it does. Waheguru, Waheguru. Thank you so much for this time. It's just so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Now there's one more thing. This is like kind of a mundane thing. Is this, because of the situation here for that president, uh, a number of people are not having food. And obviously, we're talking about the shift and changing everything. So, what, how, how can we understand that among us for our shift?
It is difficult to assimilate the entire group, but that's what happens when the frequency change. And within the individual, it is a personal experience of everyday self. If you want to look at the science of it, of where we are in truth, we can notice also that there have been billions of people behind us in our on our DNA. So, and coming into that, the joy of celebration of noticing the truth that we have to face the entire truth before we can go through that mirror and look back completely. Like that's a long way to go, if you want to say it's a wormhole or however it is, and then coming back into that umbilical cord right here, it's just like, wow, okay, that will bring me back through. And you can have the vision of snakes and just all of these other things, and the intertwining of all of the connectedness of all of this happening that allows me to be here saying this and sharing this freely. Of that type of power is here within me right now, as equally as it is with any other human. But some other humans have a place where they have a certain amount of power assimilated that makes it a concern to a group of us all at this time, that we're saying, okay, if I'm looking within myself and I want to make a change and come from within, right? The man in the mirror, however you want to go back to a mantra or whatever you want to come in, just Sat Nam, the truth is in there. That's the back to my breathing, is like just telling me you're going to be forced to be going back to that. So, yeah. Why, Gudo? Because it is a truth that comes to it just down to so little saying sometimes, that we have to just send out that love and that healing, to whoever is the closest to us and whoever the furthest away, for what they choose to act out on. And if they can claim that they have their finger on the button, and here we all are, and that, okay, right, I'm sitting here watching across from the fire that I've been dancing on for, and going through Breath of Fire, and, singing on the inhale and all of that stuff. So there's a coming back to that laughter that allows sometimes the tears to come through too, through that understanding of seeing what we're witnessing, through that, that change of the where we are with the media, and the frequency that, so having that combination of that going way far beyond that, and there you are at the middle of the wormhole before it's scientifically fully explained.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter, right? So here we are sharing all this power, and we have a person there. So, and we are coming from a history on this land that, and okay, I'll release my opinion. I need to release my opinion on that, because we'll just go to the archaeology, okay? And we'll go to the written evidence, and then we can just say, okay, ah, here we are, welcoming people from all over the world to create this ultimate meditation to send out to the other parts of the earth that we came from through time. I don't want to run into inner earth, and here we can, do all these talks and just take it in personally, take it into here, to that coming back to our name, and thanking those that are around us that we can notice, right, for giving us the support when we needed that. And here I am, and here we are with us as part of them becoming we, and that change of acceptance, of that handling and handing out and bringing back in. And it's all okay, yeah, to that dancing, till we're dancing like the lights in the sky. And that'll be a beautiful thing to witness, however we're doing it, and we have blazers and all this water and this, and here we are with it, creating and constantly creating. So, yeah, let's not get to that way of, that storytelling, that here's the presentation of what is about to happen, but rather be willing to say, ready, set, go. Like, dude.
Thank you so much. Okay. Hadi Munder. Okay. Unmute yourself, dear. Hadi Munder.
I can go
Okay.
if
But
she
before
wants more
that
time.
happens, wait a minute. Let's go to ask from Sahej. Sahej, can you talk? Sahej?
I am here, but I've been kind of dozing in and out, so I'm mostly just listening today.
Okay.
I kind of, yeah.
Okay. Japa Saraswati.
I
Yeah.
could tell it was my turn. um um okay, so uh it's excuse me. I have a hoarse throat. So um what I felt was about ascension. Do you guys has anybody else been following the mayoral race in New York with Mamdani, who's running for the mayor of New York? And he's so wonderful. He is so playful and also very articulate and smart, and he's of Muslim heritage, and he is, I want to say he's 33, he's turning 34 this week. And I saw a footage with him the other day where he is getting on a city bike to ride bicycles with a bunch of people for to basically campaign, um and somebody yelled at him out of one of the car windows with real vitriol, communist, and like you could hear the anger in this person's voice. And then he just said back, it's pronounced cyclist. And it was so lighthearted. And I thought it was just such an elegant way to handle hate.
Mhm.
And um and so then so the message that I the rest of the message that I got, I want to paraphrase um some of these internet. I've been following on the I3 Atlas, which is the comet that's we're going to cross paths with tomorrow at Universal Time 11:44. So for Eastern Time, that's 7:44 in the morning. And I'm
For
going to be
what time?
teaching.
Say it again.
It's 7:44 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. So
Oh
Alaska time, you
boy.
guys might still be asleep, but the effect is supposed to be for many hours before and many hours after. And so I've been brushing up on the comet a little bit, and I want to tell you guys a bit about it because it's part of my message. But I want to say that I I'm not 1,000% sure about these facts. They're things that I have gotten from other people, but I could be mistaken on some of the things. But here's the way I understand it right now, is that the Earth is resonating on the Schumann frequency, which is 7.83 hertz. But tomorrow we're going to have a convergence of a lot of different phenomena, including solar flares, and it's the sun is actually also, how do I say it? Um, the sun is at the maximum. I'm trying to read my notes and I can't read my handwriting, but the sun is basically at the maximum position. The um, the Earth's um, magnetic field is also at the weakest point in its cycle, which is interesting. It's part of why we have Halloween. And I also don't know if you guys know on the 26th, there was a day, starting on the 26th, um, the veil became thinner for animals who've crossed over. So this is why we have Halloween and All Hallows Eve. But the animal energy starts several days before that. So I was feeling this as the veil being thinnest in so many ways, but then the three-eye atlas passing us, we're also probably going to see aurora borealis tomorrow night and for the next week because of the solar flares, because we're apparently kicking up a lot of solar activity. And so uh usually, so anyway, what's basically going to happen is that with the comet coming, it's going to increase the frequency um, of of the earth, and but we don't know exactly what it's going to do to all of our people, but basically we've got about 8 billion people, and they say that this will affect that like about 75% of the people will be able to really feel the effects of it, that we will notice it, and that we are just, so I guess what I'm wondering, my question is if we naturally, so when we meditate out, we come to the Schumann frequency. We will resonate at 7.83 hertz, but the earth is going to start to resonate up to 10 times higher, and but we don't know exactly how much higher. And what I'm wondering is if we will naturally sync with the earth. But what they're saying is if that happens, if our frequency syncs up so much, basically we're going to be using, our brain is going to be resonating with gamma waves, and that's for planes of higher consciousness and for enlightenment. And basically, so essentially the 1% of the people who need to get turned on um, to really create like a mass consciousness movement. We're gonna like, we in theory we should blow that 1% out of the water tomorrow, with 76% of people um, just vibrating at a significantly higher vibration, you know? And I know that this is so messy. I feel really messy telling you guys this because this is not my field of study, but this is just the way that I'm understanding it. And so what I felt was that if all of us, not even all of us, but if a small portion of us turn on tomorrow. That's part of what I'm feeling with the elections with Mamdani. And I felt also this great energy from Bernie Sanders and from AOC that some, we do have some really strong people fighting for consciousness, for a new way of doing things. And gosh, that's my messy message. I'm sorry, you guys. Um, oh, also, so I found that we are butterflies. What does that note say? It says that we're butterflies in this, you know. in the wake of this transformation, the same way that Paul was just talking about this sort of utter transformation, then that's just it, that we're all sort of, not all of us, but some of us are in this pupal stage and in the midst of our transformations. Siri Gian?
Yes, I'm
Oh.
sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. Um, I guess I slept because I got here at 4 this morning and I couldn't, I just slept. Just
That's okay.
okay, good. Now, was there something else that I would understand that?
That a lot of us are going to turn on tomorrow, and I'm going to be teaching yoga during the window. I'm teaching a class at 8:30 in the morning, and I usually like to start my class, so I build my classes based on the astrology or the astronomy. Like I really try to keep the cycles of the moon and planets and stars really heavily in mind when planning a class. And as we are tuning into the breath, I tend to give people a little bit of the astronomy report, and I have totally stolen this from Jagat Gurukar, who would do the exact same thing at the beginning of her classes, which I loved. So I'm gonna, I just do it for like the first 5 minutes as people are setting their breath and setting their intention at the beginning of class. So I'm gonna, yeah, be teaching yoga at the time because um, that's what my day is tomorrow.
Mhm. Sounds great.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm
Wonderful.
pretty excited. There's the studio has like a number of gongs and crystal bowls and chimes and singing bowls and stuff like that. So I think I'll get there tomorrow early so that I can really settle into this space, and then I'll probably for Savasana do something with the chimes or the gong or the bowls.
Mm, sounds wonderful.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
thanks.
Okay. So everybody know what you're understanding about. All of you have found very important things. Everybody. And changing, and letting go of everyday self. Can you imagine that?
Can I just realized something, Siri Gian? Yes, I can. That's wonderful. I just realized something is that Sahaj is very sleepy, that you just fell asleep, and that Harimander might possibly be asleep. And I'm thinking that maybe one of the effects of this comet and this massive turning everything on might be that people feel extremely sleepy. So the message I'm getting is to take naps as we need them, especially during this transition.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that right now. Okay. And stay love.
Mm-hmm.
Love within it, all of us.
Mm-hmm.
God
Yeah.
bless you all.
You too.
Okay. So now, um, Agya Paul, can you please um lead lead our song?
So everyone inhale deeply and exhale through your heart. And inhale to begin. May the long time sunshine all
surround you.
and the pure light within you guide your
Way on,
guide your way on, guide your
your
way
way on. Inhale. Stop.
Nam.
Love you, love you, love you.
Love you all. Thank you.
Okay.
Sat Nam. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Mwah.
everybody.
Satnam.
Satnam.